I'd respect Islam. You know what I mean? He's a great champion. People will probably laugh at me for saying this, but obviously I think I'd beat him. I don't think any man on this planet that beat me ever got in a cage with him. I think I'd beat everyone. And if you think anyone in your division or anyone that you're like rivals with, anything like that, can beat you, you're in the wrong sport.
The lightweight division just got a little louder, and it's all coming from Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. Before his UFC 322 clash with Jack Della Maddalena, Paddy decided he wasn't just fighting JDM, he's fighting Islam Makhachev's ego too. And trust me, the Brit did not hold back. Pimblett told the UFC straight up, "I hope JDM absolutely punches his little head in. I hope JDM batters him. He's the better boxer, and if he keeps it standing, he'll smoke him." Then he aimed straight at the champ's pride. Islam was chatting pony, saying, "Who has Paddy beaten? Mate, you got your lightweight title shot off Bobby Green, someone I finished faster than you, your little bum. Come back down to lightweight and I'll punch you there too."
Maybe Arman, maybe Gaethje, but not Paddy for sure.
How come?
Man, I don't know who Paddy beat who. Like Paddy, nobody checked Paddy before.
Classic Paddy energy, equal parts delusion and entertainment. But here's the kicker. It worked. Within minutes, clips of the rant were trending everywhere. Fans split right down the middle, half calling him the next McGregor, half calling him the next meme. But speaking of fighters who can't stop making headlines, one former superstar has stepped back into the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. If you thought the women's GOAT had finally found peace, think again. Ronda Rousey is back in the headlines. This time, not for a comeback fight, but for a verbal one. It all started when Ronda took a shot at Joe Rogan, claiming the longtime UFC commentator isn't an expert because he never fought professionally. That statement lit the MMA internet on fire, and veteran Matt Brown came swinging with a response that could have dropped a heavyweight.
But like, she's not competing anymore, and at some point, we'd just like to see her, go meditate, take a DMT trip, or, you know what I mean? Like, do a yoga retreat or something. And like,
"She's got so much pent-up anger," Brown said. "She needs a yoga retreat, a DMT trip, something. People don't hate you, Ronda. We want to love you, but you're the best person at shooting yourself in the foot." Then he went deeper. It's like she's still stuck in that moment she lost, still trapped in that feeling of, "I should have won. I just hope she finds peace." That's one of the most brutally honest takes we've heard on Rousey in years, and Brown isn't wrong. Fans have wanted the redemption arc, but Ronda keeps picking old fights instead of new paths. But while Ronda's revisiting her past, Jake Paul and Francis Ngannou just created a brand new one, and it's getting nasty. Leave it to Jake Paul to start a war before breakfast. This week, the YouTuber turned boxer called out Francis Ngannou for ducking a short-notice fight. After Tank Davis pulled out, Jake offered Francis 2 weeks prep. Francis said no. Jake called him light work.
Jake Paul goes from fighting Gervonta Davis to calling out Francis Ngannou. Jake Paul don't want those problems. I can't say it any different.
Ngannou fired back. "Choose your words wisely, boy. I agree you need someone to discipline you for what you did to Mike Tyson, but stay in your lane." Jake doubled down, accusing Francis of being fake humble and stuck in mud. He even told him to use your platform to help your country instead of TMZ interviews. That one cut deep. Ngannou finished it with pure class. "You did speak up for me before, but we're not in the same lane. Grow up." And just when fans thought that was over, Nate Diaz entered the chat. Because of course he did. Diaz dropped 3 words that broke X in half. "Fight accepted. You're dead." Then added, "I was injured in our first fight. Still won. I'll get it back." So yeah, 2025 might give us Paul versus Diaz too. And if Jake keeps poking Ngannou, maybe a trilogy no one saw coming.
While I think it's crazy and I credit him for doing that, and I'm surprised he did that, this could be a ploy. Him poking out his chest, saying, "I want Francis." He don't want those Francis Ngannou problems.
Content creator versus predator. But Jake's not just fighting in real life, he's fighting on screen too. Hollywood just called again. After the first Roadhouse remake broke Prime Video records, Amazon MGM is leveling up the sequel, this time with a full-blown MMA roster. Jake Gyllenhaal's back as Dalton. Joining him, Michael Chandler, Dustin Poirier, Wonderboy Thompson, MVP Michael Venom Page, former champ Tyron Woodley, and kickboxing monster Rico Verhoeven. Even Dave Bautista and Aldis Hodge are in the lineup. And guess what? UFC vet Jay Heron returns too, reprising his fighter-turned-flashback role. This might be the most stacked combat sports cast ever in a Hollywood film. The crossover between UFC and cinema is officially real. But while these guys were rehearsing punches for the big screen, Khabib Nurmagomedov was throwing them in real life. And not the way you think. At the AKA gym in San Jose, Coach Javier Mendez captured something wild.
Become best. If you guys just wanna like join with fighters, okay, I'm UFC fighter, okay, you guys can in 1 week can grapple like 20 minutes, you know. If you guys wanna be on top, you guys have to grapple, wrestle, do these things all day.
Khabib, usually calm, snapping at his fighters. In the clip, Khabib stops a drill midway. No, show me how you cannot do. Don't do this. Show me how you have to do. Go, 1, 2. He wasn't angry for the camera, he was frustrated that the team wasn't hitting elite standards. After all, this is the man who went 29-0 by never slipping once. Then, just to remind everyone who the alpha is, Khabib jumped in the cage, demonstrated perfect ground control, and submitted a guy half his age. Even 5 years into retirement, same pressure, same dominance. You can take Khabib out of the octagon, but you can't take the Dagestan out of Khabib. And speaking of legends making peace, two old rivals just shocked everyone by sitting down together, peacefully. Once upon a time, Cruz versus Faber was the bantamweight blood feud. Now, it's a podcast episode. Dominick Cruz just launched his own show, Love and War. And for episode 1, he invited the man who built half his career storyline, Urijah Faber.
Felt faster in this moment than I could really than I was used to.
Yeah.
The speed was higher, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I had like some natural speed, but I was obviously pretty raw too, like throwing wild overhand.
It started awkward, then turned into one of the most genuine moments in MMA media. Cruz admitted, whether I wanted to or not, you were the rocket ship for my career. Losing to you lit a fire under my ass. Faber laughed, hey, we're winning together now. Cruz replied, yeah man, win-win. That's where I'm at now. How to make it a win-win for everyone around me. No trash talk, no fake beef, just two warriors realizing they made each other immortal. That's the kind of maturity you rarely see in this game. But not everyone in the fight world is radiating positive energy. Because while Cruz was spreading peace, Dana White was calling the FBI. Here's where things get dark. Over the weekend, accusations erupted that one of the UFC's fights was fixed. Yadier Delva versus Isaac Dulgarian. Betting lines went crazy just hours before the bout. Dulgarian, who'd never been finished, suddenly lost by first-round rear-naked choke. Within hours, whispers turned into alarms, and at 1 p.m. that day, the UFC's official betting monitoring partner, IC360, called Dana White directly. There's some weird action going on in this fight. Do you guys know anything? Dana said no, but that call changed everything. They immediately phoned the fighter and his lawyer. Are you injured? Do you owe anyone money? Has anyone approached you? The fighter denied everything. Then the fight happened. First round submission. Within minutes, Dana called the FBI. Literally the first thing we did was call the FBI, White told TMZ. We've already met twice today. We're taking this dead serious. He added, anyone who tries this will be your worst enemy. Guns blazing. We'll do everything to make sure you go to prison. That's not Dana being dramatic. That's the CEO of a billion-dollar sport protecting its entire reputation. But the story didn't end there. Ariel Helwani dropped a bomb on his show the next day. Multiple fighters told me they've been approached by gamblers to throw fights. One said he was offered $100,000. Helwani even claimed, we've probably already watched fixed fights happen. I got texts naming exact bouts. If that's true, even partially, it's a nuclear problem. The UFC built its legacy on authenticity, on the idea that anything can happen inside the cage. If fight fixing creeps in, that integrity dies. Dana insists IC360 is monitoring every bout. He calls the hundreds of fights under investigation rumor total clickbait. Still, the FBI's involvement means this isn't just MMA gossip anymore. It's federal. And you can bet every manager, every coach, every bettor in Vegas is sweating bullets right now. From Paddy's trash talk to Ronda's anger, Jake's chaos, Khabib's fury, Cruz's forgiveness, and Dana's federal showdown. It's been one of the wildest weeks in fight sports history. If you made it this far, you are Fight Grid material. Hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and drop a comment. Which story shocked you the most this week? Paddy calling out Islam? Jake versus Ngannou? Or Dana bringing in the FBI? Stay tuned, because the next episode, we're breaking down the eye poke rule changes and John Jones trolling Tom Aspinall again. This is Fight Grid, where the chaos never sleeps, and neither do we.